Welcome to our Canyon Links Market Update. I'm Ron Wilstein, a broker at Keller Williams Luxury Properties here in Park City, Utah. And I'm here to give you an update on what's been selling at Canyon Links near Jeremy Ranch. But before I do, I want to give you a quick overview of what's been happening in the Park City real estate market. Over the past 12 months, there's been 1,444 sales, and this consists of homes, condominiums, and vacant land. And that is actually all brokerages combined, and that is up 10% or 135 sales from the year before. When we break it down by homes, condominiums, and land, you can see that home sales are actually up by 4% with 516 sales this past 12-month period compared to 496 sales the year before. We're looking at, with these red bars, November 2014 through October 2015, and the gold bars, the 12-month period the year before. With condominiums, you can see that that's where we've seen the greatest amount of improvement, up 24% from 594 sales all the way to 738 sales. So that's very positive and strong. Lot sales are down from 219 sales to 190. And what I want you to realize with that is that we have a limited amount of lots for sale in the current marketplace. And so the lack of sales isn't due to a lack of interest in the properties, but more a lack of inventory to be sold. With that in mind, let's turn our attention to prices. Everybody wants to know what's happening with prices. We're looking here at a graph of home medium sold prices. Again, the period of time November 2014 through October 2015. And this time I've broken it up into Park City city limits and the Snyderville Basin. And you can see that home prices in Park City are up by 12%. Medium sold price was $1,300,000. It is now $1,450,000. $150,000 more. Pretty significant. In the Snyderville Basin, home prices have also climbed quite a bit, up 13%, with the medium sold price rising from $768,000 to $865,000. So prices for homes definitely going up. We turn our attention to condominiums. We see within the city a 6% increase year over year from $535,000 to $565,000. That's a healthy increase, but we have double digits, 16% in the Snyderville Basin from $339,500 now just under $400,000 at $395,000. Of course, Canyon Links is part of the Snyderville Basin condo market. Now we're looking at the year-to-year comparison of lots. These are medium sold prices. In the Park City city limits, rose by 23% from $550,000 all the way up to $675,000. Now it's important for me to point out that we had a limited number of lots that sold within the city limits, and so you could have last year, for instance, a lot that had a superior location, maybe another one with obstructed resort views, and just that difference could account for 20% price difference. So while the figures are accurate, I don't want you to think that across the board all lots have climbed by 23%, because that would not be accurate. In the Snyderville Basin, however, where we have a larger sampling of land, that is more across the board an accurate figure, and that's a healthy 17% increase from $300,000 as a medium sold price to now $350,000. So let's turn our attention to Canyon Links, see what's happening there. Number of sales are actually up 113% over last year's sales figures. So let's break this down a little more specifically. Previous year, 8 sales. Now, last year, 17 sales. That's a lot of interest and excitement about the Canyon Links property. So very, very healthy sign. People like Canyon Links. People are buying Canyon Links. Canyon Links condominiums are selling at a pace of one sale every 21 days. And we like to look at that because we like to look, going back and look at absorption rate, which is the pace in which past sales over the last year sold within Canyon Links. From that, we can project, based upon the current inventory on the market, how long it would take for that inventory to be absorbed. And we know that they're selling at a pace of one sale every 21 days based upon last year's figures. Currently, there's only one Canyon Links on the market, so that equates to a 1-month inventory, actually a 3-week inventory. Now, what does that mean? According to the National Association of Realtors, a balanced market where there's an equal number of buyers and sellers is across the country about a 6-month inventory. In resort towns like Park City, a balanced market is basically a 9-month inventory. So in this instance, where we're looking at a 1-month inventory, or really 3 weeks, that's a hot market for sellers. That's just clear as can be. So that's very, very healthy sign if you're a seller, not as great if you're a buyer, because you want to buy it fast before someone else buys a property. Looking back over the past year, the range of sales at Canyon Links have been anywhere from $466,000 on the bottom end of the price range, all the way up to $659,000, with a medium sold price of $570,000, which incidentally is 16% higher than the medium sold price the year before. Here we see it, the year before was $490,000, now it's $570,000. Positive. If you're interested in receiving a printout, either by email or hard copy, of the data that I've just presented here, if I email it to you, you'll see pictures. You can compare it to your own property. Just send me an email, ron@thewilsteinteam.com. You could also send it to my colleague Doug at thewilsteinteam.com. We'll get that out to you just so that you're well informed about the Park City real estate market, and particularly at Canyon Links. I do want to mention here, as we get close to concluding this webinar, how you can get information on the Canyon Links market whenever you wish. What you want to do is you want to bookmark BuyParkCityRealEstate.com/Canyon Links. You can also go to thewilsteinteam.com/Canyon Links. That will take you to a special site that we have on our website just for the Canyon Links property. Now let me just show it to you real quickly. If you go to that site, you're going to see this page, and if I scroll down a little bit here, come to these buttons, the green button and the maroon one. The green button says watch a webinar for an update on Canyon Links condominiums. In effect, that's what you're doing right now. So if you click that, you would watch the most recent webinar on Canyon Links. We tend to update these approximately every 6 months. But if you want to know exactly what's happening and you want more specific details, you don't have to wait for the next webinar. You just go to this maroon button that says send me current sales data for Canyon Links condominiums. That will include active listings, pending transaction, closed sales. All you do is you hover over it, click the button, and that will take you to this page entitled Current Sales Data Request. And it'll take you less than a minute to fill out this page. You just identify your property in this box or your address, whether it's a home, condo, or lot, number of bedrooms and bathrooms, select the appropriate pull down, and then a little bit lower down here you come to your contact information. Include your first name, your last name, and your email address. That way we can contact you. If you want to get our quarterly newsletter, make sure that you include your mailing address as well, and we'll be sure to get that to you. And then in the comments section, just let us know what you want. If you want to know an update on sales at Canyon Links, just put that there. If you have other particular questions that are on your mind, put them there, we'll answer them all. And then you simply go down to the green button, Submit Form, and you highlight over and click that. That form will come to myself or to Doug, and we will get you that information. And it's important to realize that when we send you this information, there's no cost or obligation. We're just trying to send you current updates, keep you informed about the market. You don't have to be planning to sell. You can be just curious. We'll send it to you as often as you want and need it. All right, so with that in mind, let's continue. As I wrap up here, I just want to mention a couple things. As I'm sure you're aware, the Vail Resorts has purchased and now owns both the Park City Mountain Resort and Canyons Resort. It's combined now under the new name Park City, or Park City Resort. And they have invested $50 million in improvements. And we're here in November. The resort's going to be opening very soon here. Yeah, but we want to give you a bit of an update. The gondola, Quicksilver gondola, is now up and running, or at least test running. It is the gondola that connects the two resorts. I get used to saying just one resort. But new skiing there, new access to the mountain, very nice. There's a nice helicopter picture of them bringing in the equipment. It's pretty amazing when they do that. And a little view in the upper right-hand corner. So Quicksilver is up and running. You'll want to definitely try that out this year. And at the base of the Quicksilver gondola, which is also the same base location for Silverload Express Lift, is the new Miners Camp restaurant. Brand new restaurant in place. Check it out. Also, King Kong, a very popular lift, has been replaced. The old 4-seater lift is now a 6-pack, so with 6 people up per chair up the mountain. That would be nice to get people accessed around the hill. There's a bunch of other improvements made here, but I'm just kind of highlighting the ones that are most people inquire about. Park City Resort scheduled to open November 21st, of course, ski conditions permitting. It has been snowing in Park City. It has been very cold, so they're making snow, as well as at Deer Valley, and so hopefully they'll have some, not the whole mountain, but some of it open on November 21st. By the way, if you're not familiar with the Epic Pass, Epic Pass is something that Vail Resorts offers, and there's two that I want to highlight here, either the Epic Pass or the Epic Locals Pass. You have to be a resident of Utah for an Epic's Local Pass. That gives you access to all 7,300 acres of skiable terrain, not just at Park City, which is mountain resort and canyons now, but you can go to Vail, you can go to Beaver Creek, you can go to Breckenridge, you can go to Australia to Perisher, which Vail owns that resort. That same Epic Pass will allow you to ski any of those resorts. So it really is pretty exciting. You get a regular Epic Pass, no limitations, no restrictions. The local one has some restrictions in terms of holidays, Christmas, New Year's, etc. But otherwise, it's a very good deal. Deer Valley is scheduled to open December 5th, and as you well know, the mountain will be groomed impeccably when it is open. The restaurants will be great, and so you want to check out Deer Valley. Now, with all these improvements that Vail's put into the Park City Resort, we're frequently asked the question, what impact is that having on the real estate market? And while I don't have time to discuss this here, we actually took time in our October monthly Park City Market Talk webinar to cover it. And so if that's a topic of interest to you, you can go to BuyParkCityRealEstate.com/Vail improvements. That would take you directly to that webinar, and you can watch that. And that's one of the topics that we deal with at length in that particular webinar. If you're curious about what your condominium may be worth in today's market at Canyon Links or anything in Park City, just go to our main website, go to BuyParkCityRealEstate.com, scroll down on that first page down a little bit to learn what your property is worth, and complete that form, or send Ron, myself, or Doug an email, and we'll get that to you. Let me just show you again, just to demonstrate the home page. We're here at BuyParkCityRealEstate.com. Scroll down to the right, past Start Your Park City Search, past some webinars and properties, to the Learn What Your Property is Worth in Today's Market. Again, similar to that previous form that we saw, put in your address or your unit number, identify some features, bedrooms and bathrooms. There's an assortment of pull-down menus there. And go down a little bit further, include your first name, last name, email address. The rest of the information is optional. And then when you get to the places where you check one of the boxes, the first one is contact me now for a free property value assessment. It is free. There's no obligation. That's enough for us to know that you want to know what your property is worth. We will then, after you push the green submit form button, we will then contact you, arrange a time to come over and see your property, do the analysis, send it to you, and answer any questions you have. No obligation to sell your property ever with us, just here to give you good information about the Park City real estate market. All right, so that's how you get that information. Have any questions, don't hesitate to contact myself or Doug at ron@thewilsteinteam.com, doug@thewilsteinteam.com, and if you'd like us to call you, include your phone number and a time to call you, and we will. Finally, just a reminder, every single month we give an update on what's happening with Park City Real Estate. It's approximately a 20-minute presentation, and we update on the 15th day of each month. We cover stats like what we did here on the overall Park City market. We actually go into greater detail. And then we zero in on the topics that are on everybody's mind, like the one I referenced earlier, what impact is Vail's improvements having on the real estate market. Cover a variety of topics there. So if you want to receive a reminder on that, just email us your email address and we'll just send it to you. You can watch it if you want. With that in mind, I want to wrap up here. Thank you for taking the time to watch this webinar. We're here to answer any questions you have. Take advantage of that by all means and enjoy the upcoming ski season. Bye-bye.